welcome back to the show, to the In-Betweens with me, your host, Bfab. And it's been a minute. I thought it's like 4 months lang, but apparently it's been almost a year, literally. Like 11 months na siya, guys. So my supposed goal, which is bi-weekly episode, yeah, didn't pan out well. So, with that, I plan to post once a month. That's my bare minimum. Grab yourself. Dapat, So, yeah, how are you guys? How is everyone? And I was actually scrolling through my camera, then I realized I've been vlogging and filming a lot of things, yet I not never, but like I did not make space to truly like just sit down and just, post and create and everything. And, it's been my passion, and somehow I did not make time. So like, we should, that's why I'm here. And though I have a lot of pre-recorded stuff, I realized that I should come up here and say hello and like update you guys what's been up and what's been my realization, because it's been a year and life did not stop. It was actually very, very fast. Yun lang, I did not create the space for me to share my stories, to share my realizations and all that. And as a yapper, we have to create that space. First of all, I'm happy to share that I lost 22.3 kilos as we speak. Thank you so much to K Beauty Prime Slender Shot, to Miss K. Like, my gosh, you are the best. And with her help, with the shots and with her advices to be active again in the wellness journey, it helped me a lot. After my last episode, I actually discovered pickleball. Tried it, and I never stopped. Like, literally, guys, like, I've been training, I've been drilling, I joined tournaments, and I actually won a few tournaments, so yay me. And it's been a little bit crazy. I actually created a club. It's called Pickle Buddies as well, so co-founded by some JCI amazing people. And I've lost premium clients. It's been crazy. And, but life happened to those clients as well. One was, our company was apparently being bought. Second, he wanted to focus on their wedding preparations that year. Third, my client fell into a huge devastation about her business, and it was all out of my control. And those 3 premium clients, hit me a lot as well. So, in terms of like the changes in my life. So there's also that, but we're always trying to find light in everything, right? So with that, I got tons of time. It's just that the time that I had, I did not create. So I should. And guys, this has been my my most active year yet in terms of fitness. Like, I'm now enrolled to the gym. I go 1 to 3 times a week, one being my bare minimum, except in the last 2 weeks because I am preparing for a tournament for pickleball. But yeah, I'm joining open place at least 3 to 5 times to 6 times a week. And I've read a lot. Like, my reader self like got back within me, if that makes sense. Since January, I've read at least 15 books. I fell in love with Fourth Wing so much. I love you, Zayden. And I can't wait for book 4. And there's so much. And time just fast forwarded. And that's why I'm making space right now to create. I honestly wanted to just go home, guys, and read and like send proposals and kind of like recalibrate life. Since it's already July and there's 6 months left before this year, and I wanted to lock in somehow. I want to have changes in my life. I mean, there's already been changes, right? But I want changes in the direction of my goal, in the finance aspect, in my career, and all things else. So yeah. And with the weight that I lost, guys, I realized that the big changes really happens with our ordinary choices day by day. And when you think about it, that's really the key. Like, doing boring stuff repetitively, being consistent at it. You don't have to even be good at it at first, right? You just have to show up. And we all know this, right? But time and time again in my life, it gets validated. Na I just really have to, show up, take the first step, and then not overthink things, and just, just do it. And guys, with pickleball, it honestly became a huge part of my life. Like, it's now lifestyle work pickleball integration. Like, I can't imagine not playing now. So that's why I do drills and everything, because I want to be good at it. And there also goes my competitive side. Archery hinted that when I competed in Thailand last year, and pickleball confirmed it again, especially that there's lots of clubs now in Davao, and there's lots of open plays, and open plays has like top 1 players, top 2, top 3, and all that. And with the upcoming tournaments, it's been pretty crazy. And you know what? Pickleball helped me a lot in my weight loss journey, guys, because I joined 2, even 3 open plays before, but now just 1, sometimes 2, but like I try to minimize it at 1, because I realized that it's taking over my life. Pickleball has been taking over my life, and it's good, but again, too much of everything isn't good, and I feel and I know and I acknowledge that I've been doing too much pickleball, so I have to like balance it somehow with the career, with the content, with the work and all. It's wellness, right? But I don't have to play like 8 hours a day, which I do before heavily. And with that, I've come to realize again that sometimes the thing that changes our life isn't exactly part of our 5-year plan in life, or even our like 1-year plan, right? Like sometimes like things come to you, or you do things and then suddenly it has a huge impact on your life. And so yeah, thank you, pickleball. And thank you to the inventors of pickleball. And with that, I've come to realize that sometimes the thing that changes your life isn't exactly part of your 5-year plan, 3-year, or 1-year plan. Sometimes it's something that you decided impulsively, and then it changed your game or your life on a random weekend, and then forever. Forever. And can we talk about books? Because I have a theory that you just have to have the right book to go back to your reading era again, or if not go back, then to launch your reader era, I swear. And for me, it was Powerless. First, I didn't think it was a trilogy, so I just searched for like a really good enemies to lovers book that's probably sci-fi or fantasy and all. I actually didn't care. I just wanted a really good enemies to lovers with a lot of banter. And Powerless was one of the books that I've been seeing on TikTok, and so I bought it on the same day, and then I read it, and I realized that it's a trilogy, and so I have to read the trilogy, and then that started my reading journey, and I never stopped. I never stop. I read at least 2 books in a month, or maybe at least 1, right? I have filler books wherein I feel like if the book that I'm reading is too heavy, or the world building is too crazy, or I have to like put so much attention, I have my hockey romance for that, or some light book to just keep me singing, keep me kilig still. So there's that. And with all this, the story, there are also times where, of course, like I get a little bit stuck in the book, because there's sometimes the pace is a little bit slow, and sometimes you just have to get through it. Then I realized, oh my gosh, it's like life. And it's been my realization in the past 2 weeks in my life. Just because I feel like even if it's a fast life, this season has been particularly slow in some areas of my life. But at the same time, if it's all fast right away, then where's the thrill there, right? But I do acknowledge that some things in my life are in the slow season. And so I guess what I'm trying to say are, sometimes these slower chapters are the ones that are setting us up for success. There's something going on in the background that we don't know yet, and it will connect in the next few chapters. So we just have to get through this. And for an update in the career, honestly, this particular year stretched me career-wise. Having a lot of discovery calls, interviews, handling different clients, and being hired as an SMM, and then suddenly my scope of tasks is all over the place. It's like I'm the business associate. It's just a lot, and I've come to realize that I don't even want to be a freelancer anymore. It's always been something that helps me pursue my goals and passion. And at some point, I love being a social media manager. I feel like I'm good at it, especially, thinking about marketing stuff and everything. But I feel like I've been doing it for quite a while. Or maybe I became stagnant, or maybe I'm just not challenged enough, or maybe, right? But going back to the challenge, I get proposals here and there, and I've come to realize in the freelance world, yes, finding clients is difficult, but honestly, in my experience, finding the right clients who pay you well, it's much more difficult. I feel like if you, swallow your pride or you persist for a while, I feel like you are gonna get a client in the freelance world, whether it be a direct client or agency. But the problem there is the rate worth it? Is $2 or $3 worth it? And the problem is sometimes these people who lowball are also the people who micromanage, who ask a lot from you, who pay you very, very late. And so, yeah, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been on both sides. And I realized I'm sick of it. I've always been an entrepreneur, and I felt like now, with my frustration, I've come to realize that, oh my gosh, I have been waiting for the right client. But what if I just create that door of opportunity for me and go back to the business life or the entrepreneurial life, or maybe sell digital products? The thing is, there's also lots to do and lots we can do. The world is our oyster, and it sometimes gets a little bit overstimulating or overwhelming. But again, we know that the first step is to acknowledge and then just write the next goal and then break down that goal and do that. But right now in my life, having been a freelancer since 2019, I'm a little bit tired of the volatility of it all. Yes, you can have 5 clients, and yes, you can have stability and all that. But really, first is something really stable. I'm part of VA Facebook groups, and sometimes there are clients na you guys are together for like 10 years, and then suddenly you have no access whatsoever in the account, right? And that's rude and sad and not really slay, but it happens. It's reality, even with contracts and all that. And a close friend of mine who's been sending proposals every freaking week since August last year, and it's July na now, ha? She hasn't been able to land a client. She's been on a lot of interviews, and her field is medical, ha? And so it's a little bit in demand. And then she actually offers non-voice and with voice, not with voice, but like with the calls. And so with her, she gets proposals and everything. But what happens is when the first day of work starts, she somehow gets ghosted by these clients. And it happened not just once or twice, but a lot more. So there's also that. And sometimes they hire you for like a week and then let you go because you're last one in, first one out, and all that. And this is not to discourage people to be in the freelance world. I have good clients still. There's a lot of premium and good people in the freelance world, and you just have to also upskill yourself and do your best, and God will do the rest. But as for me, since again I've been doing this for quite a while, I don't want to wait anymore for them to approve of my paid trial or what I do and everything. I want to build something that's sustainable for me. But again, business isn't even that sustainable sometimes, right? Even if your business is commodity. But I feel like it's something that I can control more. I mean, like with buy and sell, for example, or like with product-based businesses, I can always like put on a sale or something. There's always something that I can think of. My money ceiling isn't at a cap. Whereas if in the freelance world, except of course if you have an agency, right? But that's not something I want to pursue right now anymore. Before, yes, but I've come to realize that it's not something that I want to do anymore. So now I want something that's mine, and it's still in the works. Because again, we are in the in-betweens of life. So while that is going on, while that thought is noted, I am still having discovery calls just because, of course, we need that to fund ourselves and our lifestyles and pickleball. So there's that. And one lesson that I've learned, and I should really keep applying, is to use my freedom well. So, I'm a digital nomad now. I can work anywhere and anytime. And that's great. And it's a privilege and all that. And so the problem is me. Since I have so much time and it is very liberating, the con there is like you can just like do things later, right? Do things later until later it comes to tomorrow, and then it doesn't happen, because freelancing gave me so much flexibility, which I am entirely grateful for. But flexibility without structure is crazy. And I've been, I have my to-do list because I'm a to-do list girl, but I have to also acknowledge that I've not been very consistent at the important things that I have to do. I've been consistent in some things, but not the things that moves the needle in my life. So I should work on that. We should all work on that. Because we have to ask ourselves, what's gonna move the needle in my life? Because, we may be checking off goals, but is it really the goal that's aligned in our long-term vision for ourselves? See? And with this, I am not discouraged. I am actually on a fight mode to lock in. And a quote that my best friend Jana used to say before, which really inspires me up to now, is to be stubborn with our goals and flexible with our methods. Let's not forget our goals. And I realized that I do not need another planner, new apps and everything. I just have to get it done, okay? Sometimes the aesthetic is very aestheticing that it's a little bit overstimulating, at least for me. That's a lesson that I've learned, and I should keep applying. And with this podcast, it has never left my heart. It's always at the back of my mind. It's just, I'm human, and I keep saying tomorrow, later, next week, and then it took me 11 months, and so I'm here now, and I've been watching a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza and trying to brainwash my brain and trying to fill my environment and my brain with like entrepreneur, doing the work, discipline, hitting your goals, and all that stuff. So that's why I'm here, and it works, honestly. Thank you so much, YouTubers who create these inspiring videos, because I am inspired and I am showing up right now. So again, 1 episode per month is my promise to myself. So, and that's the bare minimum. And with this update, I honestly don't know where the season is taking me, and I am recalibrating and planning to do that soon. I have ideas, I have dreams, I have plans. Some are working, some are still cooking, some are in the works. But that's literally why this podcast exists. It's called In-Betweens for a reason. None of us have it all figured out. The next step of the ladder will come. The next step of the ladder will show itself when you take the first step. So there's that. And we are all just in the journey of, becoming. So with all of this, here's to showing up before everything is figured out, because, that's life. That's life, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next month. And remember that if you're still not on your end journey, that means you're still in the middle. So we keep persisting, okay? Let's persist. And by the way, if something caught your attention, a phrase, a quote, or if you have some questions or you want to discuss something, please comment down below, or like DM me or something. I would really appreciate that. That's it. Again, love and light. Bye.